This is not a drill. Pusha T and Jay-Z have both been revealed to be in the Epstein files. A few moments ago, we have just received shocking news within the music world that two major artists in the rap game were revealed to be in the Epstein files, like Pusha T and Jay-Z. Now, specifically in the Epstein file, Pusha T is accused of doing something to a woman that is very disturbing, with it saying in approximately 2007, a woman attended a party following an invitation from an unknown man who approached her as she walked down the street. Weinstein and Pusha T also attended the party and drugged her and ended up doing other things. And as for Jay-Z, the details are a lot more disturbing, within the files claiming that Jay-Z was doing something to a woman while she was sleeping, with it saying from her home she then later woke in the presence of Harvey Weinstein and Sean Carter Jay-Z, while Weinstein had inserted his fingers into you know what. Nonetheless, though, what he has in my entire situation, Pusha T and Jay-Z have both been name dropped in the Epstein files. Do you guys think that this is all cap, or do you guys think there's a lot of truth to this? Make sure you guys let me know.
Welcome to Nothing's Off the Table, the show where politics, culture, and current events collide, and we say what everyone else is thinking. I'm Noel. This is my partner.
I'm Roy9G on the gram. I think I changed my name though. But hey, give us a follow, like, subscribe here. Make sure you go sign up for the Culpability app today so you don't have to worry about your information being misused. And make sure you stay tuned for the survival tip of the day at the end of the video. Lego.
Man, that is a very interesting finding of Jay-Z and Pusha T being mentioned and referenced in the Epstein files. Now, if we're going to keep it all the way 100, like we keep it all the way 100, 100% of the time, there has been conversation over the years around Jay-Z, liking young ladies.
Yeah, underage women under the age of 18.
Absolutely, yes.
Ladies under the age of 18.
Age of 18, correct. And really, when someone is under the age of 18, they definitely aren't a lady. They are being called a young lady at that point, but they are truly still a kid. Let's just.
I don't agree totally with that.
Well, the mindset.
I don't believe you're a child at 16.
Well, see, there's different levels of child. They are a teenager, and we could take a look at the science at when the brain stops forming and you are operating at full capacity and able to make certain decisions. You're in a better position to make certain decisions for yourself. But a 16-year-old, depending on their life experiences, may not be equipped to engage with a grown adult.
Yeah, and so I think you have to leave the science out of it, because I don't think it's a science. I don't think society has equipped what's considered to be an adult based on science. Because if it's based on science, scientifically, men and women can get together and have babies at, like, a girl starts to menstruate at what, 13, 14?
Sometimes at 13, sometimes at 12.
And hear me out. And a man can impregnate a woman at what? When does his sperm start?
It could be as early as 11 or 12 or 13.
That's why I think I don't think you can equate it to, like, what's quote unquote the science of it, because depending on what science you use, it's debatable. This age of consent or adult thing is based on whatever society you live in and what the society determines to be the best age almost.
Yeah, well, think back when you were 16.
Yeah.
I think back me being 16.
I was immature. Sure.
Absolutely. You were immature and you weren't an adult.
We're talking about age of consent. Like, when is it past the? That's what I'm saying. Once again, when we say adult, that's based on what a society, what society you live in is telling you as an adult. Because they got other countries where like the age of consent is like 15, 16 years old. You know what I mean? And it's not just, it's just, that's the age of consent.
I would, yes, age of consent is definitely determined based on law. In my opinion, a 16-year-old girl, young lady, does not have the mental and emotional capacity to be able to engage in a relationship with a grown man. Same thing on the other side. A 16-year-old young man, teenager, does not have the mental and emotional experience to be able to handle navigating a relationship with a grown woman, because the experiences are very limited up to that point. You as a 16-year-old don't have the same experience as a 35-year-old. Where the biology may be,
you would think, but
the mental and emotional capacity way different.
But look, I don't think that's the argument, because R. Kelly, just based on everything they showed about him, he wasn't maturity wise. He wasn't an adult. Maturity, he didn't have an adult maturity level.
I would agree, and that comes from a bunch of things. It comes from the experience that he had as a child, being molested and sexually assaulted. It also came from the fact that he was not the most educated person, so he had a very limited point of view. But because he did not get any help with his challenges, he took that same trauma and he brought it to other teens who weren't ready for a sexual relationship with a grown-ass man.
That's what I'm saying. You can't, like, that's what I'm saying. It's so arbitrary, because is he really grown? Is he really an adult if he can't if he's not capable of having a adult conversation with an adult woman? Like, R. Kelly was a person, they said, who couldn't really conversate on a mature level. That's why I think it's so arbitrary, like, as far as like how we consider who's an adult and who's not an adult. When they said they said, you ever see the interview with that's off the track. Let's focus on
Jay-Z and Pusha T in these Epstein files.
All right. I find it very believable, right? And I see people out here who don't believe it just off the rip because of the names involved. And I'm gonna tell you why I think it's believable. I'm not saying they're guilty or not, who knows, but why would there look, you could have anybody's name in the file, right? Why would somebody just throw their names in the file just arbitrarily, for one, right?
Mm-hmm.
You could pick any rapper, right? You could pick anybody.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And their names end up, and then this is what I found is interesting about both of them. When I really started thinking about it, it was like Jay-Z's status in America as this quote unquote billionaire, right?
Correct.
But when you think about it, how did that even happen? Like, how did that even happen? Jay-Z never was the top rapper, and he was never the top rapper ever at the time he was in his prime. It was always another rapper hotter than him at the same time. Now, he was consistent, but he was never the number one rapper ever when he's ever been around. Like when DMX was hot and he was hot, DMX was DMX was way hotter than Jay-Z. Okay. 50 Cent has sold way more records than Jay-Z. Okay. If you do look at the numbers. Then so you start thinking like, damn, how does he attain this level of money and status? He never owned the company. The company was split with 3 people, right?
Him, Dame Dash, and
Biggs.
Biggs. Yeah.
And Dame was the figurehead leader of the company.
Right.
Right. It was really like Dame's company. Really, you're the rapper, Dame's the exec, Biggs is the dope money man. They all was in the dope game, but this is how the triangle was, right? Okay.
Right.
Okay, this is the all right. And you know he didn't have that type of position in the company because he leaves and he goes to work for Def Jam. Jay-Z was like president of Def Jam. Okay?
Yeah, Def Jam gave him a nice situation.
But
remember, Jay and Lear Cohn didn't they work out something, and he was able to. He came up during the little situation. Now I don't know the details of the situation.
Man, like, if you had this much money as a quote unquote owner, would you go from owner to worker? It just don't sound right. You I can see you transitioning from owner to a different ownership phase.
Correct.
Right. I'm out of this company. I'm gonna start my own shit, right?
Right.
You go from owner to worker. Okay. Okay, that's what happens. Okay, he signs Jeezy and these other guys and whatever, right? Okay. He never makes it to the number. He was never the top rapper ever. If you think about his whole career, when him and Ja Rule was out, who was hotter when Ja Rule was hot? It was Ja Rule.
So Ja Rule was selling more than Jay-Z.
You don't remember them Ja Rule records with?
Oh, I remember
with
he was doing it with Shanti, J-Lo. He was
Jigga don't have these records. Jay-Z don't have these records with Mariah Carey and I mean, not that I remember, and I'm a Jay-Z fan. Okay, like this whole time he has never been the number one rapper. He was relevant. He was always up there as
absolutely. He was always selling units and selling out shows and
but that still don't make sense. I'm talking about the money wise. Like, how is he this elevated person when you were never even the top of the game in your own game? Okay, you were relevant. You made a lot of money. But Ja was like, when Ja was hot, Ja was the hottest rapper in the world.
But look, Ja didn't get a sneaker deal. Jay had a sneaker deal. Jay had liquor deals. He had clothing deals.
Yeah, but let's think about that too. All that stuff they piggybacked off of somebody else doing it, right? That was Dame and them piggybacking off of seeing Puff and these other people do it. Like, look, Ja goes out because 50 Cent comes in and crushes him, right? And when that happens, 50 Cent becomes the biggest rapper in the world.
Yeah, he did.
Like, when was Jay-Z ever the number one rapper for him to have $1 billion? Like, let's talk about those companies too. Those weren't his either by himself. Like, Dame was the mind behind starting Rockaware. They all admit that. You know, he got some money out of it. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure that liquor deal was a deal just like Puff, where he signs on as a promoter almost, right?
Yeah, but he clearly made some money somewhere because he ended up being a billionaire.
So how does this happen? That's what I'm saying. And like let's think about Pusha, right?
Right.
I was thinking about Pusha T's career. I like some of the songs, but the fact that he's relevant right now, I mean, like, he still drops albums. Like, maybe 3 years ago, he dropped a solo album. Nate, you tell me one Pusha T song you know.
I can't even. I was trying to think of one, and I couldn't think of one.
Where's his hit single? Okay.
I'm gonna have to go to somebody's search engine and see.
His biggest songs are the ones he did with Kanye West, where he was doing the good music stuff.
Oh yeah, when he was doing good
Lamborghini
music.
Mercy. He's featured on these songs, right?
Yes.
But him as a solo act,
Yeah.
How he's still relevant? Okay, so
So tie that into why are they showing up in the Epstein files?
because I believe that's why they've been relevant for so long. Okay, really think about Pusha T. He ain't nobody you thinking they'll put in for clout. Like,
Well, I wouldn't have never thought that he would show up in the Epstein files. Like,
that's what I'm saying. Why would why would they just throw him in there? You know, it wouldn't be just a throw in.
Right. It's like, oh, I'm gonna just come up with a name of a rapper that
yeah.
Pusha T.
Right. Mid-level rapper, kind of, you know what I mean? You gonna throw his name just for the sake of it? You know what I mean?
So my question is, were they there around the same time? Like, how does that even read? Again, I'm trying to process how this
is what I believe. We've seen in this country how they like to look at and deal with black people, right? I think these Negroes are willing to be quote unquote handlers to a degree, like the go between them. Look, you got this white guy who he might be super rich, but these girls don't know who he is, right? They don't know these. They don't know these dudes. Okay,
right?
They know. They didn't heard a Pusha T song. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, they've definitely heard of Jay-Z.
Yeah, they know these dudes, right? So, and what these old white people have shown us, they're willing to just like Puff. They'll pay you. They'll make sure you rich to help facilitate their ends. You know what I'm saying? As long as you stay in your place, right? So I kind of feel like, damn, they are probably doing some facilitating based on their celebrity, right? Because some of these white dudes are super duper rich and have nowhere near the same celebrity as Jay-Z or even Pusha T. They could walk in Walmart and you don't know who they are.
Oh, absolutely. No one knows who they are.
So if you're a little freaky old white dude and you want to be attacked, you want to get some little young urban girls, who you gonna go through?
No, but see, you said urban girls.
Even white girls. These white girls know who these dudes are.
Yeah, because I read in one of those documents that they weren't interested in black girls.
Yeah, but I'm saying the same thing. The white girls know who these rappers are. They've been
absolutely. I'm sure. I am so sure. But thank God that the old white guys weren't interested in the black girls. The melanin state. Yeah. Well, and everything that I've read so far, that's one thing that I saw a couple of times. And there's been chats about it in different forums. But man, wow, that's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting to see if Jay-Z comes out and says anything about it.
Well, as we've seen previously, he kind of sticks to a narrative of not responding to any of this stuff.
Yeah, he definitely, he's done well in trying to be silent and waiting for it to pass.
Which is really his best move, actually. If you're trying to, I can understand him as a doing it as a move to kind of get from underneath the spotlight. But I mean, I just thought the question to me, it don't, just like, look, Jay-Z's shown us already that he's a slave to the white man. The way he did, how he acted with the NFL and Kaepernick and Jermaine Dupri, that was some snake shit. Okay.
Yeah, and then they had him performing at that NFL event, and the folks in the audience, which were these NFL owners and their friends, they weren't even paying attention. He was just up there rapping and doing his thing on stage, and they was like, conversating and hobnobbing and doing what they doing and not giving a damn that he was up there doing what he does.
Man, he played his role like a good boy.
Wow, man, Jay. I hope you ain't going out like that, brother.
The thing with the Brooklyn Nets, remember how he convinced Brooklyn to he's shown that he's willing to do their bidding, right?
Man, yeah. That fucked up Brooklyn. Brooklyn is looking way different.
Yeah, Jay-Z pushed the gentrification. He helped push it.
Wow.
So it's like, I tend to believe it. Because otherwise I don't understand how you get this level of stature. I think his level of stature has basically been a gift from his white benefactors to a degree.
For him doing whatever it is he's done.
Doing whatever they want him to do.
Wow.
Whatever it is. Now we don't know how far that goes. You know, how far that what I want to say.
The line is drawn. We don't know how far over the line or behind the line he's gonna go. Ooh,
but usually, once you're willing to do sell out a whole lot of folks, you really didn't. It seems like oftentimes the line in the sand isn't ever crossed with some people. They do whatever for the cash.
Wow, damn.
But it's still all hearsay. We don't know what's real or what's not. But I'm just like,
on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being he did it, 1 being nah, Jay would never do that. What you rating?
I'm thinking 7.5 or 8.
Wow.
Personally, my personal opinion, just because he's been willing to do so much in an effort to ingratiate himself to certain people. And then, once again, why would they just throw the fact they got both their names in there? Why would they just pick them arbitrarily? Why would that just arbitrarily happen? Okay.
Right. Right.
In my mind, it's like,
well, we will see what that ends up looking like. But in the interim, let's still stay focused, because those survivors, which were once victims and victimized, they deserve justice and accountability. So we're going to stand on that. DOJ need to stop messing around, release the rest of the files, and stop redacting those things that are pertinent to the investigation, and do a better job protecting those folks that were victimized, period.
Oh, have you seen? They're saying there's no more files coming out. It's over with. That's it.
Yeah, that's what he said. But that's not going to happen. That's what he is saying. That's why Pam isn't saying anything. But you think about it. It's the ultimate conflict of interest. He was damn Trump's attorney. He was his defense attorney. It's an ultimate conflict of interest. And he just be flat out lying. He flat out lying, talking about there's nothing in there.
Okay, all right. Who's going to make them come out?
Well,
nobody can make them release it.
Unless they're going to be there forever. That's the only thing that can make them not release it. That's number one. Number two, folks that work for the FBI and some of those other agencies that really did go into their fields because they believed in law and they believed in due process and doing the right thing. And I would not be surprised if at some point we started hearing and seeing whistleblowers, because it's only so long that they're gonna keep this thing, keep the top cover on this pot that has this steam of brewing. You can't hide the bodies forever. It's been so much shit done wrong. They can't hide it forever.
Hey man, we still don't know where Jimmy Hoffa has been buried. They still have never came out and told you what happened to Jimmy Hoffa.
Nah, because I think they probably dropped him in the water some damn where. There is no finding that.
We still really don't know the real story behind Kennedy assassination.
No, we don't.
We think we know what happened. But it's not by, it wasn't given to us by the government.
No, it wasn't. But at the same time, there weren't as many people involved as there have been with this Epstein shit. With the Kennedy stuff, there wasn't as many people involved. The least amount of people, the easier it is to keep a secret. But when you have so many people and so many moving parts, it's so hard to keep a secret. So it's coming. It's coming and it's brewing. It's coming because that pressure is starting to build. We're gonna see. We're gonna see what happens.
So let's get to the survival tip of the day.
So our survival tip of the day: visibility is not virtue. And what that means, just because someone is famous, wealthy, or constantly in your feed doesn't mean they're qualified to shape your values or the values of your children. Now, why this matters and is so important. Fame rewards attention, not integrity. Notoriety is often mistaken for leadership. Money measures success, not character. Children absorb who we elevate, not what we say. And this is how we need to be using this today. Number one, be intentional about who you amplify in your home and online. Number two, teach kids the difference between achievement and character. Number three, balance celebrity content with real life role models, teachers, organizers, elders, creators, builders. And number four, ask, why would I want my child, not ask why, ask, would I want my child handling pressure, conflict, or power the way this person does? So the bottom line, who you admire quietly teaches you who to become.
All right, we appreciate y'all for watching. Like, subscribe, share the channel. Make sure to comment below. Tell us what you think. Hey, we out.
Culpability, where taking charge of your personal safety is now in your hands. If you ever feel threatened, then use our SOS feature to instantly activate video and audio recording, ensuring your safety. Your emergency contacts are then immediately alerted with real-time links that include your exact GPS location. They can then see and hear everything in real time and offer immediate assistance in emergencies. More than that, you can also look for resources, post your daily experiences, and create safe private circles for your friends and teams to join on Culpability's socially responsible platform. It's everyone's responsibility to be responsible, so don't wait anymore and download Culpability now.